Dun, 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 dun. Oh wait, no, this isn't Zelda.
Oh, Touchstone.
I touched a stone once. It was cold. It's the best comedy I'm going to do for this commentary track. Everybody, get ready.
Good night,
Buckle up.
everyone. Oh, where are we going? We're going to action. Yeah, Jerry Bruckheimer. You wanted to see that title. It's before Con Air and also Braveheart. So the whole spectrum.
Yeah.
Patriotism.
Operation Blow Holes in the Desert.
Operation Fuck Them Towel Heads Up.
I was going to say Operation in history pretend we won when we really, really didn't.
It was really just kind of testing equipment, kind of seizing some territory, making sure that, I don't know.
No one
Gulf
knows
War Part 1, look into it. Because this is 1997, right? So that's obviously he's a Gulf War veteran of Desert Storm variety.
Mobile, Alabama, which doesn't actually go anywhere.
Where's Jen A in the shrimp boat? So, hey, first name, last name, it's Alabama.
For anyone who hasn't seen Con Air before, this thing's a thrill ride. It is it is one of the most Nick Cage movies that there is. This is I would say this is some of the top Cage you can get.
This is like simmering, smoldering Cage. It's not Snake Eyes Cage.
Oh no, not Snake Eyes Cage.
This is like Leaving Las Vegas Cage, but with an action movie.
Yeah, this is like halfway between Leaving Las Vegas and...
Because he's about to end up in jail because of his temper, I guess, even though he gets attacked. Spoilers. But the whole movie is him like restraining himself, like not going crazy, not doing bug-eyed, I'm a vampire, Nicolas Cage, right?
Is she actually pregnant, or is he just talking to her IBS? I hear you gurgling in there.
She's a grower, not a shower? Does that work for pregnancy, too, for the first few months?
She's actually a kind of plant, and she'll slowly grow spores on her back.
Oh. Speaking of spores, probably on the inside of this guy's wool hat. Few varieties there.
Yeah, inside his hat is that species of moth that only lives on sloths.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, Nick Cage, every time he does an accent, it's just awful. And that's not an insult to Nicolas Cage. I love him as an actor, I really do, but he is not good at accents, and they should just let him play Cage.
And they always said, like, he worked on his accent for this. Like, this is right up there with, for me, and like Kevin Costner's Boston accent in the movie 13 Days about the Cuban Missile Crisis. Just totally takes you out of the seriousness of the situation.
Or
just also with this movie too.
I would say Keanu Reeves' English accent in Stoker's Dracula is
right.
the worst fake accent of all time.
You're absolutely correct.
Again, I can offer no rebuttal.
Like
Keanu Reeves.
No, you're absolutely correct.
Oh, it's romantic because they're sharing a coat in the rain.
All his medals getting wet though.
What I love about this,
lurking in the bushes here.
This whole opening sequence just forces down your throat that, like, look how in love they are. They're so darn in love right now.
Yeah.
Look at all the love.
Well, it's not like he hasn't seen her in years. I mean, they obviously got together 2 months ago, at least.
Yeah, unless he's just happy she's pregnant in general. Like, it's okay that it's someone else's baby.
But I know it's pre 9/11. I don't get the whole, like, soldier hate as the motivation here.
It's because he's a fancy boy.
It's because these guys are just losers and so disappointed with their lives. I don't know.
It's also sad watching a Marine get his ass handed to him for the first part of the conflict.
He's a Ranger. Rangers lead the way.
Oh.
But see, now this is where, forget the rest of this movie. This is the most incomprehensible part of the movie. Because he's unarmed. They're armed. He's also in Alabama, right? Red state. That's clearly self-defense.
Yeah.
Like, literally, they should be giving him a ride home. Movie's over.
Yeah.
In real life,
Yeah,
right?
he gets like an award from the county for cleaning up the streets.
The cop's like, let me get that blood off your nose. Let me get this loser out of here for you. You know, clean this mess up, guys. Get this soldier a beer, you know?
You did in this county what we call a favor to the police. Because the police had no reason to go after these guys.
No,
but
you should not be sitting in court right now. Man one is way too much. I'm sorry, this is way too much.
If anything,
it's self-defense, clearly. He was unarmed.
Or misdemeanor assault, like at most.
And sentenced to time served and 10 hours of community service. We're done here.
And make the judge a sandwich.
We're going on a thrill ride, ladies and gentlemen.
Con Air! How badass is that logo? Of all the action movie logos, because action movies in general seem to have this kind of like, you know, the
it's got to fly at you.
It's got to fly you, and it's always hard, very sharp edges, right? Because it's like action,
and it makes a metal on metal sound effect.
Yes, or like glass shattering, or fire
when it hits the screen because it's coming at your screen.
Yeah,
that's where it is.
But Con Air, I've always thought about the title that flies at you because it's very gritty, but the movie itself isn't gritty. It's not a very gritty action movie. It's pretty it's pretty straightforward and
these are the friendliest serial killers and drug dealers and cartel guys and pedophiles you'll ever meet. There's even a prison bitch, an actual prison bitch in this movie, folks.
Well, I'm just saying, like, this stuff isn't. It's lacking grit. You know, like everything is. I don't know, very clean in the aspect of like here's his prison. It looks like prison. Here's the the muddy barnyard. It looks like a muddy barnyard.
How good he is. He's just sleeping through the riot. Like he will not take sides. Just doing his time. Wait until he can meet his daughter Casey.
You know, Quiet Riot's original name was Sleeping Through the Riot, but people didn't like it, so they changed it to Quiet Riot because they still wanted the mood. But
and I wonder, and what they're talking about here, who cares? It's just pretty sappy.
Well, this is another example of the movie forcing it down your throat that they're in love. It's like, oh, okay, Nick Cage is a good guy. He's in jail for a dumb reason. He's just trying to stay sane and remember that he loves his kid that he's never seen and his wife that I guess he knew.
For a little while. Well, I always wondered, like, the whole incomprehensible, he's in jail for manslaughter for getting a knife pulled on him and the guy running into his own knife, basically, is like, we have to sympathize with how else would we sympathize with a man on this plane full of rapists and drug dealers and utter human garbage.
But you could have easily done it differently, that he runs in to save someone who's being attacked and that guy dies and the police misunderstand the situation.
Or he's a guard.
Something. Exactly. Like he is just falsely accused and he goes to jail for that. That would have been much more impactful for his character, for us to care and be like, oh man, it sucks so much that good-hearted man Nicolas Cage is on the plane with all these crappy convicts. If we had that, but no, he still killed a dude. So you're like, okay, whatever. Oh, see, that's what happens when you put a 60 watt. Just they burn out so quick.
I think it's probably just 10 o'clock.
It's so awesome that he already has a job as a roadie for Motley Crue.
I was thinking Leonard Skinner, but I think they stopped touring after most of them died.
It usually takes most of a band to
I think
die.
that's literally referenced in this movie, that they die in a plane crash because they're singing Leonard Skinner, Sweet Home Alabama.
He's got a lot of stuff for not being allowed much stuff.
Well, speaking of Forrest Gump, that's Bubba Gump right there. That's Mike Kelty.
Is that Bubba?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Thing is, he had to wear a prosthetic to actually make his lip do the Bubba Gump lip or the Bubba lip thing.
Okay.
And that's why.
That's a very convincing prosthetic then.
Yeah, it was.
And
this movie is just full of, oh yeah, it's that guy. Because it's a huge cast, great ensemble cast. I will give it that. It is a fantastic cast.
Oh no, it's a great cast. And again, we may have made our jokes in the beginning, but Nicolas Cage is a solid actor. He's great in action movies. Absolutely love him in action movies.
The Jailbird. He's doing anything that will pay off his massive debt to the government, which I guess he's still doing. I don't know.
What are they keeping dinosaurs on this plane?
Right.
I know they're convicts, but man, that is intense.
Kill her, shoot her.
I have this is going through California on like the tomato highways there, seeing like the prison coming from Fresno area. I've seen a prison bus go by that is actually full of actual murderers, and it's just a regular bus.
Mm-hmm.
But this airplane apparently can hold Juggernaut from the X-Men.
Right. Here's Rachel Tickerton. We know her from Total Recall. Melina.
Ugh, makes no never mind. I don't know why, but I hate when they force that into movies. It seems very Elvis, and it's a clunky chunk of dialogue. And I understand it's regional, but it doesn't feel right in cinema. It's one of those lines.
That's because I'm from the South. Did you get that yet? Make no never mind.
Nice shoes, bro.
Oh boy, he has no respect for authority, William.
Sheeted in felt? Oh, geez.
I don't know. Yeah. Oh, here comes our boy. Yeah, he's freaking meanie.
He had to. He was late because he had to reconfigure the shields.
He was running a level 3 diagnostic.
He was trying to explain.
Oh, what a dick. He parks his awesome car in a handicap spot, too.
He was trying to explain to a Cardassian why they have tertiary backups and not just secondary backups.
Trying to teach Wesley Crusher how to manipulate the Heisenberg compensators.
Also, do you know how to take your sunglasses off? I can't figure out how to take mine off.
Can you see where you're going right now?
like
how did he even find that file cabinet?
I love he hits himself in the elbow with it.
So here's the guy they're planting him on the plane.
Yes.
Because it's not just about prisoner transport. There's like this grand scheme from all the alphabet federal level agencies to get this cartel guy to admit to something, I think.
Yeah. The plant plot has been used a lot in crime dramas and action movies, and I've never understood it. Even in, Face Off, they did the whole plant idea in the prison, and it always seems too perfect when they do movies like this, that they have the one guy in the prison or the one guy on the plane or the one guy in the cartel or blah, blah, blah. It's the one guy, he works for the government. He's actually there to get this information or get this person out or whatever. The only time I've ever seen the plant as a plot point work really well is in a kung fu movie called Raid: The Redemption, which
Not familiar.
It's actually a really, really good movie, very good action movie. And that they used it kind of well because the plant went in and they went to go get him out because they thought he was lost, right? But it turns out he just became the new boss. Like he liked being in the mafia so much, he just stayed there and became the new boss.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a really cool plot because then it comes down to the whole almost like Point Break thing where, you know, he has a chance to like kill his best friend or be like, fine, keep being a criminal, and he lets him go.
Here we get our rogues gallery of intros here.
Yeah, they introduce all of them, right?
All these people are. Here's Ving Rhames playing Ving Rhames in prison.
Ving Rhames is Ving Rhames in Ving Rhames.
He's gonna be the tough dude. I mean, what else can I say? Ving Rhames.
Was that a racist joke?
I think it was more of a justice system joke.
Or
a Hollywood joke. They'll just capitalize off anything.
Again, I know they're criminals, but this plane, the taxpayer expense for this plane, if nothing else.
And here's John Malkovich.
Rumor is there's a hole in an office somewhere that takes you into his mind.
Theater school graduate John Malkovich.
I think you and me joked around in our Nobody Asked for This episode about action movies that we think John Malkovich took this part because it was like a vacation for him. It's like I don't have to do an art film or, you know, something
like
intellectual. I can just show up. Yeah, I can just show up and be angry and act crazy.
Yeah,
and
shave my head for 3 months. And hang out in the desert of Southern California, Nevada. Dave Chappelle, ladies and I mean, for crying out loud. And see, I bet you he wrote that line too.
Yeah,
like, that's Dave Chappelle.
Odd kind of deep cut here. In the cartoon series The Critic, there is a character named Cyrus who is a jerk to his ex-wife, and the main character comes in playing an accordion, singing a song about how Cyrus, the ex-husband, is a virus and needs to go away.
Oh, well, it is very rhymable.
Yeah. Man, the profile on that guy. So sharp.
I'm old FBI guy. Or was he U.S. Marshals? Yeah. Ooh. Oh, it's my daughter.
No, I mean, I filled out the form and you put it in the thing and it comes back.
Hey,
I did the form.
Yeah.
I followed the paperwork,
This is like
sir.
your good behavior guy, dude.
Yeah.
Don't worry about Poe.
It's Chain Cuff Man.
And I don't know if we skipped it, but Mike Kelty needs his insulin shot at some point. And that's another, like a ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
In this movie he'll die if he doesn't get his shot.
As diabetics are prone to do without their insulin.
And see, this is like a weird, because like the marshals have this guy, but I think like the cartel guy has his own plan. Like there's two, like Cyrus has a plan, the cartel guy has a plan, the marshals have a plan. Like it's all these intersecting plans.
Well, that's the problem with the movie. I think is it's a little complicated for the type of movie it is. It's supposed to be a straightforward, dumb action movie. You know, like The Rock. The bad guys take over, you know, Alcatraz, and you have to get to Alcatraz so they don't blow up the stuff. It's that straightforward. But like you said, in this we have layers. You don't want layers to an action movie. You have layers to a drama. Quit fighting.
All right, so this guy's already mouthed off and asserted his superiority, and he's on the plane, so we know he dies first. Guess what?
I appreciate that he said kindergarten incorrectly.
Oh. Oh, I broke my
Oh, his
wrist on
tennis
his
elbow.
nose.
Yep. Yeah. You know, ever since he messed it up in football, it's never been the same.
That's every experienced prison guard knows how to chop a guy, so you don't break your wrist on his face.
Yeah. Would it have been easy to not super secret the DEA guy on here? Oh, Danny Trejo. I forgot. Right? Danny Trejo's always great. Do you think Danny Trejo knows that he's looked the same for like 50 years? He's like Vincent Price. He was just born looking the way he did forever.
Yeah, you're right. I think he is one of those guys where someone in Hollywood was like, I need this guy. You need to be my angry Mexican in the movie.
Well, that was the whole thing with the movie Crocodile Dundee, right? They had the script and they saw Paul Hogan, and they're like, "Oh, you look like a tough guy, and you have an Australian accent. Show up for this movie."
Name's Mick Dundee.
Ooh.
Don't know how the subway works. Ooh. Well, if you want to pick a lock.
Yep. Whoa, dude! You don't got to act that hard. This is an action
John,
movie.
You're not
calm down. You have to give it to John Malkovich, though. He doesn't ever not do 100%. Even when he's in a role like this, he's there and he's doing a great job.
So earlier you saw Cole Meany slip a gun into his pants there. It's because they had this big argument with John Cusack, like we don't let arms on the plane. So I'm sure that's going to factor in just a bit later. Even though this guy, I mean, he doesn't need a gun. They're already picking their locks. Like,
yeah.
Like they're talk about a well-oiled machine. Ew. It's my first week on the job.
Oh, I thought in there's just going to be like a Jolly Rancher. Like the joke is that he secretly snuck the Jolly Rancher into his stomach so that he could eat it later.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, shit.
And again with Dave Chappelle too. Like he's given all in this movie.
Chappelle has such amazing range because I think he was in Half Baked like right after this. But he's playing himself, but like a criminal.
He's a great actor.
He's like wisecracking.
Yeah, I've actually always enjoyed just about any role he's done, really.
Yeah. Whoops. Oh.
Worst part of their plan, they did not check to see if any of them could fly a plane.
Right.
No, Bobby Daya.
Yeah.
Bobby is already very dead. Oh, insulin.
I'm sorry, Bubba, but they just set a guy on fire for their plan. They don't care about your insulin.
Come on, Mina, you got better than that. Take him out.
This all happened just so fast and easy, like...
I think there's steam coming from nowhere, because why not? Because panicking. Oh, is this where they have...
Oh, there it is. Just one gun.
I thought this is where they had the codes for dropping the nuke. Or did I have the wrong movie?
That could be Broken Arrow, maybe. Whoops. Oh, yeah, that's what you do, is you lead with your gun. Ah.
Have I
John
made...
Malkovich.
Saying again, John Malkovich. I have 100% belief in his belief in what he's saying.
Look at his eyes. Look at that concentration in his eyes.
Did you see I think it was a Netflix original movie, but did you see a movie called Velvet Buzzsaw?
Nope.
So John Malkovich is in that, and he plays this immensely depressed artist, and he's kind of a side character to the movie. Basically, it's about a guy, like an old man who was a very gifted painter, that just lived in this crappy apartment. And he painted he used his blood in his paint, and he actually huh?
Said Con Air.
Oh yeah, done. But basically, he painted his rage into the paintings. So if you sell the paintings come alive and kill you.
Oh,
that's the whole plot. But he plays the only artist not affected by it because he just goes to paint for the sake of painting. And even John Malkovich in that, like, you have complete belief that he is an overly depressed, over commercialized artist who just kind of wants to die. He got a scorpion on his neck. That means he's a badass. Oh. Also, add that to a list of things I really don't ever want Danny Trejo to say to me.
Right. And in real life, Danny Trejo is, he's a kitten. He is the nicest guy, which means he is also the best actor in Hollywood.
Right?
Because of all the tough dudes he plays very well.
I could imagine that. I could imagine that in real life, he's just like a big teddy bear who just likes doing what he does.
Like, it's not his fault he's got all those wrinkles and looks like he could really kill you. But he won't, because he's Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
He owns, did you see the movie Tangerine? Sean Baker's film?
I have not.
Tangerine. He also did Florida Project and most recently Red Rocket. It was filmed in North Hollywood, West Hollywood. The donut shop where they filmed is now called Danny Trejo's Donuts. I guess he bought it and refurbished it and
makes donuts.
If I ever visit, I would like to have a donut at Danny Trejo's Donuts.
Well, we can definitely make it a trip one of these days. Yeah. There's literally the law at every airport you can possibly go to. That was the dumbest comment. That was such clunky writing. The law's down there. There's law at everything. Yeah. They are aware you've taken over the plane. Just like specifically that?
Fiji? Tonga? Aruba? Bahamas? Ooh, mama.
Key Largo? Montego?
Baby, why don't we go? Oh. See, and he doesn't wait for, doesn't earn their trust. He just stands up with his pea shooter here.
It's like a 380.
Yeah. But he's got, what, 5 rounds? Maybe 7?
Let's see. A 380 non-extended pocket gun. He's probably got 6.
Okay.
That's 6 with 1 in the chamber. So 5 in the mag, 1 in the chamber.
But see, what does he think by taking a hostage will do? Like, they've already killed how many people recklessly?
Well, and we already,
you wait for your chance where you get this guy below and just shoot him in the back of the head and dump his body, and then you go up, I don't know.
Well, and
I'm not a DEA agent, obviously.
But that's the thing, though. Him as a DEA agent and even everyone else on the ground, they know that Cyrus doesn't care about anyone on this plane. So him taking a hostage is useless.
Yeah.
Because Cyrus is in charge.
Also, he's crazy. He just admitted it.
Yeah.
And you're dead.
Sorry, bro.
And he's like, dude, you fucked up. Like, I wouldn't, like, you didn't listen. Didn't listen. I heard that. Huh? He didn't really do anything. He just
Yeah.
kind of picked up the gun.
Which on this plane is a good idea.
For now, yes.
Yeah.
Seems to be the man in charge.
That's what I would, if I was on a plane full of convicts and, they set me free during, all of this, the first thing I would do is be like, hey, Cyrus, you need like a Coke? You need, like a glass of water? Like, can I get you like a pillow? Like, I would be his friend. Is that correct?
Just what happens, like the 3 prisoners they have to transfer to Carson City are 3 guys that just got shot. So what do we do now?
Yeah, you volunteer and you get off the plane.
Yeah, but then Rachel gets violated. She'll be numero 24.
No, you can't. You're handcuffed.
You're literally,
sweetie.
yeah. Oh man, of all the bad luck. Because 90s humor.
Yeah, 90s humor.
Heyo. Brothers.
I'm with you forever, bro, man.
Partners.
Partners. We need to watch that movie too.
No, let's leave it to Riff Tracks to just rip off all the Red Letter Media picks.
That's true.
Sorry,
we're classy. We try
to
pick
Mike.
Our own.
Sorry, Mike, Bill, Kevin. I love you. Sorry.
Also, this is the quietest plane for a cargo plane. These are what my dad used to take in the Air Force. Yeah. He used to take these because
the smoothest ride of any plane I've ever seen.
Yeah, when my dad was in the Air Force, they allowed you to fly wherever you wanted for free if you just got on a cargo flight. Like if there was room, you could just get on the cargo flight and you could go. But there's no air conditioning of any kind, so if it's cold, you better have a coat, and if it's hot, you better just be able to not die.
I'm guessing no peanuts or
orange
juice.
And you couldn't take anything with you. There's also no bathroom.
You couldn't take like luggage with you?
No.
Oh. Well, that's not very convenient.
So, I mean, you could take like your backpack, but
okay.
But my dad said these planes are ridiculously loud. He said it's like being inside a diesel engine.
Yeah. Like here, they're in like just a fuselage that's just metal.
Yeah.
It's vibrating metal. And they're also not like swaying back and forth, not turbulent.
They shake. You're the whole time you're like.
Okay, so but all the guys have to be white. Who's that black dude?
Yeah.
That they just broke continuity right there.
Give him a kiss.
Why should he even be suspicious though? Like,
wow, his ADR kind of slipped there a little bit, but that's okay. We're fine. It's okay.
we're not telling your daughter anything about this because she's 5 years old.
Yeah.
She is going to wait 20 years, and then she'll find out.
Ew, it's got his blood on it.
Yeah, that's the most truthful thing in the movie. My mama lives in a trailer.
I do now.
Uh-oh. This guy had more than...
Is this what he's like? He's like... testing.
Wait, that's like an actual reel-to-reel?
You'd hear wow, 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 wow. Look at the plane.
Yeah.
It's really quiet.
What are these guys uncovering in the bathroom here? Oh, it's his prison cell.
How did he get that?
How did he get, like, plaster to fill in a brick?
Perfectly matching paint.
Yes.
The Anarchist
Cookbook. Yeah, I know what that is. I'm a regular person in 1997. I know what that is.
Jeez. I don't know what it was titled, but somewhere, like my dad was one of the guys that, like ends up with a copy of the Anarchist Cookbook. Not for any like anti-government reasons, but just for chemistry's sake.
I'm not into book banning for very many titles. And
I don't remember.
If you want to read the Anarchist Cookbook, you should read the Anarchist Cookbook.
Well, there was this fun thing that someone wrote that they couldn't write a book on how to make explosives and other stuff like that, right? But you could write a safety manual on how not to make those things. So they wrote a safety manual. I'm doing really big air quotes.
That's for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, for
disclaimer.
Yeah, but they wrote a safety manual that says if you mix these things in these amounts in this way, it could be dangerous.
So many rhymes.
Spitters and shitters.
Sweaters and getters. Sweaters and wetters, man. Oh, that's better. Sweaters and wetters. What's up, Tex?
It's his cousin. He's just like, oh, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. She's just on the ground, you
literally,
stupid.
Like, say it louder, buddy. Oh my goodness. It's a prison bitch. I forget the actor's name, but he's the Puerto Rican kid from Hackers. Remember that?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Phantom Freak. Guess who the pilot is? It's this guy.
Oh, so this guy can fly a plane.
I'm just gonna fuck with the transponder. And I'm gonna jumpstart these D-cell batteries here.
I was gonna say, does he not realize that if you unplug the transponder, pretty much the entire plane doesn't work?
I also know how to marinate steak.
Also, I can
jumpstart your car.
And I make fabulous peanut butter cookies.
I got my mama's trailer trash snickerdoodle recipe, too. Yes, Carson City, the desert wasteland of Nevada.
I'm sorry. If I was a convict and this got me off the plane, I don't know if you could convince me of any plan that I wouldn't just kind of leave. Like here.
You gotta weigh the options.
That's true.
Oh, we're doing some comic relief here all of a sudden. Hey, baby. Freudian.
The Department of Erect Corrections.
This is Mrs. Leeds in human form. Do you see? I wonder if it's to reveal a code somewhere. Oh, yeah. Steve Buscemi's in this movie as Steve Buscemi.
Garland Green. What a non-threatening name.
Sounds like a comic book name.
Yeah. What is he, the Wolverine?
Right. Hannibal Lecter?
You don't understand. If we let this guy loose, he will kill all of you.
Didn't you hear him? It's Garland Green.
Is the guy's name Garland Green? I wasn't able to pick that up. Also, why is he one of like the leather BDSM puppy outfits? It's kind of weird. I what?
The Manson family killed a few people, but just by shooting them.
Yeah, it wasn't
butcher anybody.
They tortured them and they killed them, yes, but it wasn't necessarily super gruesome. You're going to
Playing Wordle?
Meat cars. Okay, we're looking for a steak truck.
That's a place.
This reminds me, I hate memes, I really do, most of them. But there's actually a meme that I really feel like on maybe one of our episodes of Nobody Asked for This, we should just try doing.
He's got just cookies. Oh my god.
Oh, it's the Die Hard 3.
Yeah. Oh.
Nice.
I could have ended up bad.
But there's a meme I think we should try where you take any sort of like, book or newspaper or anything, and you just take a piece of Swiss cheese and you throw it onto it and you read whatever it says. And it actually looks kind of fun. Oh, these poor guys.
Right?
Aww.
The hell?
That looks like some sort of technology. He must have been a robot.
Nope.
I do love this soundtrack, though.
It's kind of just like heavy metal masquerading as score.
Yeah. It kind of sounds like the music from the Super Nintendo RoboCop game.
Oh.
It had music a lot like this. It's just very like rough synth drums and
Oh.
I love that like in the distance. Someone just added that in.
The guy in RoboCop just can't stop laughing.
In the event that he goes unconscious, his mustache can fly the plane solo.
Uh-oh.
Rogue One taking off.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Ah.
Did it run him over? And then there's a slight mechanical failure due to the dust storm and...
There's only 4 of them, so find yourself one of those seats.
Cable Guy Airlines. It pawns a bunch of trances.
It's in Bob's sightseeing plane, obviously.
Uncle Bob's.
Also, it's not safe for you to be sitting in the co-pilot seat, random tourist.
Do you think anyone on the runway could have easily cleared up the whole transponder thing by realizing that the transponder's like going west and the plane, that they watch the plane take off east?
Or the plane is not going. The plane is flying in circles around the Sierra Nevada instead of going to Mexico.
Yeah. And it's at like 1/5 the altitude it should be.
Yeah.
I can yell louder than you.
But the thing is that he pulled his gun after they took the plane and already had the guards' guns.
Yeah.
So it really didn't matter. Okay, that's enough. Let's just calm down here and conflict resolution, guys.
Okay, now you guys hug and say that you're sorry.
Yeah.
They don't. It is an airplane full of criminals, and you don't have a contingency plan for if the criminals take over the plane.
Like, there's no other alternatives other than landing safely. So you have to explore those alternatives. Right? Like, it's like the money plane in Cliffhanger where, it's like, we don't expect people to airjack us. Well, that's the only thing that can happen. So that's why they had a guy on the plane who also pulled a gun and got himself shot. Well, some of this money, some of the money he made off this movie went to making Trees Lounge, one of the greatest independent films of the 90s. So
I haven't seen that.
It's very good. Shot. I believe it's on Prime. Shameless plug.
The look on his face is kind of like, thanks.
Serial killer is very emotionless trope.
Which is funny that whenever they have a movie like this, and this is, obviously in the scale of real life, whenever they have a movie like this, they always portray the serial killers as these demented, psychopathic, just off the wall crazies, right? When even cursory research into known serial killers, everyone who meets them who isn't getting murdered by them is like, oh yeah, they were an absolute sweetheart.
As long as you're not getting murdered by them.
Yeah.
They're perfectly personable and
I mean,
just polite.
You have to be at least a little bit stable because there is actual pictures.
Yeah. John Wayne Gacy
with the president's child. Yes.
When John Wayne Gacy was at dinner with you, he knew to fill your drink first before his own.
Yeah.
The classical way, the gentleman's way.
But every serial killer, if you look at their profiles, like people who met them, like they were the nicest, very charismatic, very personable people.
Yeah.
And it's because they don't...
And that's how they suck you in, so they can get close enough to you to kill you.
Exactly, because yes, they don't understand human emotion, but they understand how to mimic
That's why the guy
emotion.
In the Lars von Trier movie calls himself Mr. Sophistication. Which is, have you seen that?
I have not.
That's you have to be in a mood, kind of. That's a prepare yourself for imagery that will stick with you for a while movie. Kind of like Con Air with John Malkovich here. He's mocking the death of cops. What a villain.
Beautiful singing voice, though.
Yeah. Now, I think we caught a glimpse of this poor sap's sightseeing plane in a canyon-like area.
Yeah.
Now, Carson City to Grand Canyon, that's what, a 10-hour flight in a little prop plane like that?
It's got to be.
I don't know, maybe a 5-hour flight.
Plus, again,
I wouldn't, is what I'm saying.
The transponder does output altitude, which it gets from the altimeter, which is a physical part of the airplane, not the transponder.
Right.
So why is no one panicking that the transponder's altimeter is reading 0? It's not just a homing
beacon.
Yeah.
It's a lot more than that.
Yeah. Because active military transponders like that, you can say, oh, the plane is at roughly this altitude.
Yeah. It's usually when you look at like FlightAware or FlightRadar24.com.
Yeah, it's telling you, it's like, oh yeah,
altitude,
this altitude, speed,
yeah,
wind direction. You can even get the wind direction off of the plane.
Oh. The what? Is it Welcome to the Revolution?
Yeah. Are they going to overthrow a government when they land?
Is he going to kill Cyrus?
Did we accidentally turn on Red Zone Cuba?
Yeah.
A bunch of convicts get on a plane.
I'm Cherokee Jack. Which I think he's back there recovering from his first-degree burns.
Yeah.
Third-degree burns. Hi. He's just serial killer. Steve Buscemi got paid to sit and stare.
Which, again, as we were talking about before,
tea.
The cast in this movie, you have Steve Buscemi, who is another one of those people who can 100% sell any character he is. And he's a bored serial killer.
Yeah.
He's doing a great job showing it.
He's like, I'm just riding the wave. Cameron Poe is our John McClane, guys.
Should we also maybe talk about the fact that he's ex-military and
he's an Army frickin' Ranger from the Gulf War. Like he probably has killed people in combat.
Yeah.
Or at least thrown grenades in bunkers.
What?
Oh, he's quoting Dostoevsky.
I don't feel like that matters in this situation.
But that's to tell us that he's the thoughtful, intelligent agent of the government.
Just because he's read
compared to Colmini, he's just red in the face. Like, can we shoot the plane down and kill everyone on board?
Was
murdered.
That's like how Colmini is the only person in this scene sweating. Everyone else is okay.
Yeah, he's not used to the high desert.
It's much colder in
what
space.
What does Hunter Thompson say? My blood is too thick for Nevada.
Yeah.
Which is me too. I agree with that. Oh, here we're going to have our big philosophical discussions. Like, is it okay to just murder prisoners?
Yes.
It's a
plane. I don't know. Okay, this might sound mean, but if you have a plane full of people who have actively killed other people, yes, you can shoot it down. Maybe that's awful to say, but I'm just saying.
But then the plane doesn't crash into a casino at the end.
It's true. It's much more boring.
Yeah. So they're just going to shoot. This is the equivalent of like nuking the aliens in Independence Day, or we're just going to shoot the plane down, and he's got to stop it because there's good people on that plane. There's a decent man dying of type 1 diabetes right now. Has nothing to do with this crazy plot to get this cartel guy out of the country.
It appears to run on some form of electricity.
I understood that reference. Which was, I almost laughed out loud. I was like, aha! Because of course that's what Steve Rogers would say. I was like, fucking genius Tony Stark's like, tell me the frequency calibration of the... looks like AC power to me.
Yeah, no, it was actually
Could be DC, I don't know.
That scene had some great writing.
Yeah.
Just because, especially Tony Stark's response is, "You're right about that." Like he's just like, "Okay, this is gonna be a lot harder to do than I thought."
See the red lever? Oh no, that's had happened to Dave Chappelle. But did he trip and fall and get sucked into the landing gear?
That's
or did he try to climb up at the last minute after tripping and falling?
I thought it ran him over. I thought the plane somehow ran him over. Just drop them. No big deal.
Over a populated area.
Send nudes.
Here's my Snapchat address. I just like making you... I like pointing weapons at people. That's kind of why I'm a criminal.
Yeah. See, this kind of action that we're seeing right now isn't from a serial killer. It's from a jerk.
Yeah.
Oh, got some Spanish guitar.
Oh, not the Volvo 240. Oh, this guy. See, it's this guy. He's like a general sometimes. You always see this guy.
He
was in Stargate.
Yeah,
he Stargate?
He played the Colonel in Stargate for the entirety of the series.
Oh, no.
Stargate was a fantastic show. Okay movie, fantastic show.
I like the movie better.
How beautiful was that whole scene just then?
Oh, my God. Now everyone's dead. Good job, Cameron Poe.
Right? They give him his freedom when they realize that he helped everyone on the plane, but they do bill him for all the collateral damage.
For those of you who don't know prison lingo, the Q refers to San Quentin, the infamous high security California prison in Marin County, one of the most beautiful places in the Bay Area, just across the Golden Gate Bridge there.
Yeah, the tomato highways I was talking about in California, there's a prison outside of, I think it was Fresno. I can't remember exactly where, but it's where like all the tomato orchards are, or tomato fields are. And so you'd see, it'd be like tomato truck, prison truck, prison transport, and then tomato truck. And it's all you ever saw on that highway. And it's whenever you were driving, I remember every time we'd go to the Fresno Zoo, we'd see all of that going by.
Yeah, I always, you know how you see like chain gangs in the South? I always pictured that in like the middle, like they're just picking fruit. You know,
they did that. They actually,
so sure.
There was a program that like minor offense criminals could go do tomato farming. I also love this whole thing with like the wife and daughter are in like a Mrs. McAllister trying to find Kevin.
No, I was just about to say like they're trying to find lost luggage. Like they're being run around by U.S. Marshals customer service. Like, excuse me, where is my husband?
Yeah.
I need to get back to Alabama.
What do you mean he's on the wrong plane?
Yeah. What do you mean he's in Toledo, Ohio? What's in Toledo, Ohio?
He was labeled. How could he? Now they're over water somehow. They were just over a city.
I think later they say it's Fresno. So I'm trying to think of what bodies. It's like Mono Lake, maybe, or like Tahoe. I don't. Like, are they flying in circles? I don't know.
Tahoe and Mono are a little bit of a trip. Maybe Yosemite Lake, if it was just a really quick shot.
Yeah. Because he grew up reading Superman comics, so you see something, you do something.
I was born a good man, and I will go out a good man. Wait, does she have tears going back up into her eyes? He's got this little girl that might be his.
Probably definitely his. Although he said she was, I calculated her being like 5 months pregnant. Because he said 3 months later his daughter was born after he got sent up. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Like she was still pretty fit. Sorry, I'm not a doctor. I'm not an OBGYN.
Yeah, there should have been a baby bump.
But I am a human being
description.
who has seen pregnant women before in his life, and she did not look it.
Did they blow all the budget on the plane so they just couldn't buy the costume bump?
On fake Dave Chappelle falling, his prosthetic body falling.
You know what? So her hair was a little different, right? Which could be just for time. But here's something that I wonder if we can find out. How much you want to bet that they ran this by the censors first, and the censors like, you can't have a pregnant woman in a bar. And so they had to reshoot it without the baby bump.
Oh.
But they kept all the timing because that was recorded.
Right.
I bet you that's what happened. I bet you they did costume her and she looked pregnant, but then someone was like, you can't have a pregnant woman in a bar. We're going to give you a higher rating.
You can have. Well, she was working at the bar, so you can like, oh no, you can't have that either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. Not a good angle for Cole Meany here. I'm getting Jabba the Hutt vibes.
We're going to shoot down this guy's Cessna in a minute here, so...
So the guy who's been right like 3 times so far, and you're turning him off.
I'm just paid to sit here and read this newspaper, buddy. I don't have planes or anything. Baseball scores.
And this is when he takes Cole Meany's car, because he's like, if you had a fast car, you can make it. And he's like, well, this guy's a dick, so I'm going to take
as
kicker.
Oh, I see it.
Man.
You don't
totally
leave your
moving.
Keys in a first-gen Corvette, though. You just don't. Or second-gen. That's the second one, sorry.
I like how he's clearly driving in a circle.
He is.
He is. He's clearly
you can see
driving in a
the shadow
circle.
on his face is rotating.
Yeah. The clouds, too. When he went under the one piece of clouds, they were like swinging by at an angle.
Also, I like the whole government guy drives a 20-year-old Volkswagen Rabbit for some reason.
Hey, man, that car has been with him since college, and he's never giving up on it.
Like my car.
I like your car, though. Now, if you had a Rabbit, I'd be like, Steven, let's think about, we can find you a good payment plan. Which
a Rabbit. Well, if it still said Rabbit on it, that's the old one. Now
that's true.
The Golf or the Cabrio. I don't know.
That's true. If it did still say Rabbit, well, synchronicity with the Rabbit.
Wait, it's the put the bunny down scene. Oh. Fight!
Hadouken! Man, that would be a great fighting game. It's just like Street Fighter or Guilty Gear or Tekken, any of those, right?
Have they made
but
like
where you fight is literally like this tiny squish down thing.
Oh.
And you're crouched.
I was wondering if they just made like bar fight Street Fighter yet, where you're just some random lug.
Bar Fight Simulator. You can get it for our VR system if you ever want to play it. I'll buy it.
Let off some steam, Bennett. Put the bunny back.
You know, I think every guy asks himself that at least once in his life. Why couldn't we just put the bunny back in the box? It's more metaphorical when we ask it, but we do ask the question.
So we're going to film this over the Grand Canyon here.
What I love is they flew right at it, right? So if they were flying at the actual plane they thought was there, they would have hit it.
Well, they wouldn't have been in a position to fire their missiles at it. You come up behind that plane, right?
Yeah.
Like they are here.
Yeah.
And that's not even Grand Canyon. That's more like Monument Valley, which
is
all the way on the other side of Arizona.
Yeah, still way off.
That is like a 12-hour round trip flight from
This
Carson
is the Salt
City.
Flats, which is Nevada.
Yeah.
I'm freaking out, man.
Hey, man, I know what's up. Uh-oh. He's philosophizing.
See, no, but that's what serial killers do. He's the only accurate serial killer character in this movie. He's the only one who, because that's what all these serial killers have done. Once you get them into prison, they form this self-idolizing philosophical outlook as to what they've done. All of them have done it. They literally, every single one of them has done it. So yeah, like he's the only accurate character in this movie. He's the only thing that matches up to what a real serial killer would be doing. Like he's in prison, he's convicted, he's on the flight. He's like, whatever. Yeah, it's, Bless you.
Ew.
Which the whole like giving details like it's a joke, that's also an actual serial killer thing. So why did they get that character, like they made that character accurate, but they chose to make the other serial killers just these animals?
They're all very exaggerated caricatures.
They are what if you say serial killer, they're what a high schooler imagines from TV and movies. That's
Yeah.
They're a stereotyped cinematic equivalent to a serial killer. What? Whoa, a little power.
Just careful with the muscle car there. Oh, just gonna.
I love you see the whole thing go.
Yeah, and it moves with the car like an ice.
Very like airplane,
shed.
right? Yeah, it just goes with it.
Oh, $1.03 for unleaded. Holy cow!
This is like the airstrip out of GTA 5.
Oh yeah,
it looks exactly like it. Maybe that's where they got the idea. It was from Con Air. Oh, that bird's dead.
But there's something smoking there. So who is?
It's the bird.
Oh, it's that guy. Phil's not there.
There is no Phil, only Zool.
It's me, Phil Davis. Oh, he's right there. So you got to take your glasses off, dumbass, so you can see things.
Yeah. Also, he doesn't know if he just like
body.
He very well could have rubbed a whole bunch of hepatitis C into his fingers.
Exactly.
You don't just dip some blood. You see a viscous red liquid on the ground. You assume it's blood. Yes.
Also, you don't want your fingerprints in someone else's blood at a murder scene, because that's kind of evidence that you were there and could have done it. Oh, this guy.
You're in a tiny Cessna. It might flip, but you could totally swing right or left.
Yeah, and his plane is fine. He didn't even need to bail. But that's the guy, isn't he from Fight Club? The guy who talks about the 9 times out of 10, it's a electric razor, but
yeah,
every once in a while it's a dildo.
No, you're right. That guy is totally the actor who played the TSA dude.
Yeah.
In Fight Club. That's crazy.
Gosh. Sorry, you're dead. That's a propeller, or no? That was the boom. Sorry.
Yeah, it was like the side of the wing. What?
Oh, propane.
It's not just propane, it's danger propane.
That's the worst kind.
Yeah.
Don't heat your home with that.
It's really volatile.
Just use regular propane and propane accessories.
That was a really
That's
really
my
good
best
Hank Hill.
of any cartoon voice. I do good Hank
That
Hill.
was,
or actually,
dude.
I mean, I know everyone likes Hank Hill, but I prefer to think of it as Tom Anderson.
Yeah.
Because I fought for this country in Korea. So I'm Tom Anderson.
Are those boys whacking off in my trailer again?
Yeah, a couple of boys with strong backs to come over and dig a pool in my backyard. Speaking of pools and backyards, like, how'd you like to live near Lerner Airfield here? This looks like a great neighborhood to live in.
So imagine this exact airport, but in between two small mountains. That was my county airport.
Oh, yeah.
Where I grew up. It was pretty much exactly like less junk, but just as kind of like shady.
Yeah. No boneyard?
Yeah, no boneyard, just kind of run down. It had an air museum at it, which the air museum at it was literally an old office that wasn't being used with a bunch of photos of planes and some vague information about those planes. That was the air musium.
Oh, Rachel Tickerton's still in this movie. There she is. She's been standing here this whole time. Now, the little airport where I grew up was where rich people would fly into if they couldn't get their plane into like Oakland or SFO. So they'd park there.
Well, let me finish. I'm going to get you that needle, but it may not be clean.
It could be heroin.
Yeah, you did not let me finish.
Sunset in the high desert.
I saw a sunset over the salt flats one time. We were driving through, though. We didn't stop. So it wasn't like mid salt flats where it's really pretty. That's actually something I would love to do. I would love to see sunset, like a purple sunset on the salt flats again. That was just fun.
The cousins were the target, not the senator. The senator was incidental. I love my 60s cliche slogan number 2. Off the pigs. What?
I don't think this was scripted. I think they just let him talk.
Penal Lore, that's like a porn series, right?
Yeah, it came on just after Lord of the G-Strings. Not always in that order, but yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Also, if we could get like some tea and those little cookies, were they sugar cookies? I think they're called.
Like a tin of butter cookies. Just prison bitch finds a dress.
And you know what? He got this unfortunate stereotyped character in this movie, but he's playing it, you know, and he's giving it his all.
Paycheck.
Oh, does she run the airport?
Is your dad the air controller, the tower guy? Because he's dead.
He's very dead. I am a reptile, sir. Thank you.
Negative. I am a meat popsicle.
I always wanted to have a shirt when I go to work that says, "Do you identify as human?" Just to have that one guy in the entire building goes, "Hey, yeah, I know that.
I understood that reference."
Run dun 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 dun. Run dun 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 dun.
90s action.
Also, why was everything at why was everything at an airport?
Aid. Oh, hey.
Everything at an airport in the 90s in every movie was just tarps and old parachutes.
Yeah, right.
Everything. If it wasn't an actual like international airport, then it was just tarps and parachutes and like a rusted drum here and there. Clearly the 90s had a negative view of municipal airports.
Shirts off.
I think he's yelling "week old cupcakes." Did you guys hear that?
Yeah. Took his shirt off. I don't. It's kind of sexy. I don't know.
What? He's good at this.
Yeah. Oh, foreshadowing.
This is just like Frankenstein, that everything's going fine until she hands him a flower, and then the monster just loses it.
Fire bad. Now, who are these guys? Oh, they're Sandino's guys. Oh, shit. Oh, that guy. That guy, he's one of those guys. You see, oh, it's that guy in the movie. He was in RoboCop 2 as one of the guys robbing the gun store at the beginning.
Oh, is he?
The curly-haired dude.
Okay.
And he's in, I love mentioning it, my favorite movie, Heat, as the armored car driver at the very beginning.
I need to watch Heat. I still have not followed up on that. I wanted to watch it with you. I like watching movies with fans of that movie because there might be insight or just like, you know, like an impassioned moment that makes the movie more meaningful. I feel like watching the Harry Potter series with Dustin was one of the no, it really was. It was one of the greatest because he knew a bunch of stories, like why the directors did what they did and how they chose actors, and it was really good to know. No, the guy running drag is in the tower.
Yeah, he's in the purple dress coming up.
I don't know if it's the character that Nick Cage tried to make for this movie, but there's so many times in this where someone asks him a question and he sits a long time before answering. And it's almost like, did he forget the line and he really had to search for it? Or is this the character that he put together for this?
Wait, my wife? Keep my wife's name
out
your mouth. Well, I just dated this recording.
I am under the impression that Will Smith took the 10-year hit ban from the Oscars and all of that was staged, I think.
I feel like it could be staged.
I don't think it was a big stage.
Mean,
I
if
think
it was real, I'm not saying he should have hit him, but I understand.
No, yeah, Heather and I had this conversation. Yeah, it was a hittable offense. It was not the time or place to hit him.
I know Will Smith just completely ruined his nice guy image too.
He did.
He's not Samuel L. Jackson.
No, yeah, if Samuel L. Jackson did that, all of us would have been like,
oh
okay.
yeah, Samuel,
right.
yeah, I get that. But Will Smith?
Yeah. Russell Crowe or Samuel L. Jackson hit someone on stage. You're like, okay, this is Samuel L. Jackson. We would be cool with it. Kurt Russell, we wouldn't be surprised, or not Kurt Russell, Russell Crowe, we wouldn't be surprised. Actually, I'd be super surprised if Kurt Russell hit someone on stage.
He's a pretty mellow guy.
Yeah, I'd be like, wow, what happened? Also, do not pull a plane by its wings.
You're gonna rip the wings off.
Yeah, you're gonna rip the wings off.
Why is he whipping them? He's really getting into this Black Power stuff, isn't he? Goodness.
Movie got a little uncomfortable.
Always bet on black. And you want the bar? I got you. No, okay.
Yeah, that's why we're here. Is that Barbie Frizzy? The new 80s hair collection?
What? Kind of pale.
Sick of this conversation. Except for killing little girls. Oh, I had to sing that in front of a massive statue of Jesus for a youth group scavenger hunt one time.
I hope Jesus liked it.
He wasn't really smiling. He looked really sad even when we left.
So that's the thing is, well, see, I grew up Catholic, so all the statues of Jesus are usually him crucified.
Yeah,
so he's not happy.
You had bleeding Jesus.
Yeah.
I had Baptist sad but not wounded Jesus is what I had.
So that's why I agree with the Buddy Christ concept. You got to have like a marketing angle, you know.
Because Jesus was
gateway.
Jesus was supposed to be near euphorically happy about his sacrifice, right? So why don't we get to see that? He was
at least fine. He understood what it meant to existence, if you believe that.
Yeah,
what it meant for the souls of humanity, apparently.
So maybe we don't get the Buddy Christ, but maybe we get like the Jesus that's like, got you, bro.
He'll give you a ride to work if your car's broken. Jesus, you know.
He's the Jesus that will always be there when you need him, but he's not going to hang out every weekend.
He's got a few extra slices of pizza. You can come over and bum a couple pizzas.
Yeah, a couple of beers. He'll help you
couch
move
for a little bit.
Yeah. I like how his best idea is a crane. like the rate in which that guy's brain works.
Whoa. Big reveal.
He was planning to take over the cartel plane the whole time.
Or at least just also be on it. Oh no.
That would screw over that plane
pretty hard. Ripping off the whole tail.
Yeah.
And that's where they keep the fuel, is in the tail, as you can see. Oh no. Explosion. Oh wait, not yet. Wait for it. Oh, hell.
Oh, I need to fart. Oh, I got it. Okay. If it's diesel, you might be okay. If it's regular gasoline, you're probably going to die in that situation.
Well, I think diesel is flammable no matter what. It's just its combustion is not.
Well, yeah, it needs it like so fuel. gasoline actually needs an open flame or an actual sparks. They've proven that a cigarette will not light actual gasoline unless like you blow on it and overheat the ember. Slow Cage. The look on his face,
oh my gosh,
was not panicked at all.
But he should be like
frustrated.
His whole body should just be full of splinter shrapnel. Oh hi, this guy.
This airport just keeps growing. Random
all these people hiding out. Of course, there's this little girl in a dry pool.
I think years later, when there's like the news report of that guy dying in prison, she like reads it or sees it on the TV, right, and she's like, I met that guy.
He's finally executed, and like sees his picture on the news.
This whole place is a boneyard. If it's a dangerous situation and you gotta pee, just pee.
You're lying face down on the ground, no one can see you. Just let it go.
I can definitely say if it's an emergency situation and I realize that I really need to pee, I'm just gonna pee.
Yeah.
If the building's on fire, if the airplane's going down, if the dinosaurs have gotten out of the cages, I'm just peeing. Because they'll find me on the island alone and they'll be like, look at this guy all covered in piss and shit. Like the alive guy covered in piss and shit.
That's temporary. I can take a shower and wash my clothes. I'll just throw these clothes away.
Yeah. You can't undead yourself.
I mean, we've all shit our pants at least once in our lives.
Yeah, at least once.
At least 3 years old, maybe as an adult. Who knows? But that's temporary. That goes away.
Yeah. I feel like they wasted a lot of time, by the way, setting up that whole little diorama there.
Speaking of wasting time, where have you been, sweetheart?
I know. Never thought I would say this, but that dude's got great legs.
See, he builds rapport. Like you scratch their eyes out. Like a meow cat fight.
Well, I actually do really appreciate about the writing of this movie is that the quote unquote prison bitch guy isn't just like this effeminate, can't do anything weirdo. Like he's in it. He's in it with everyone else
around that gun.
Yeah. He is hardcore.
Well, he did something to get into jail.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
yeah. He has the things he likes. He is the person who he is, which I support it. Go for it. But he's not just gonna sit by the sidelines and be afraid of a gun. No, he's 100%.
Sorry, all those rusty tanks, they diffused. The propane's not still in there.
Yeah.
Can't be, sorry.
Also, turning it on early is a bad idea because it's just gonna waft away.
Well, yeah, it's open air. Oh,
yeah.
We're totally like one of these guys is like, hey, I just got back from Somalia and this is a death trap. We should not be walking into this.
And the amount of propane to ignite in air and actually hurt you, you would pass out really quickly.
Yeah.
It's very dense.
Also, they'd probably smell it by now.
It's an EpiPen, not a syringe you can use. It's still useless. Must be a Nokia. It's still working.
Right? Who in 1997 got cell service anywhere in the high desert of Nevada or California?
Well, maybe it's the planes, trains, and automobiles theory, right?
Right.
Like, it's melted, but darn thing, it's working fine.
A radio. Yeah, also, explosions.
I just now realized this again. This movie's called Con Air, and really only half the movie takes place in the air.
This plane does spend a lot of time on the ground.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, it's raping time.
Yeah.
Apparently,
now, Trey
in the middle of a firefight. That's what gets him excited. Some guys, it's choking. Other guys, it's the thought. It's like being hung over the bed, or off the side of the bed, like sense of danger. This guy, firefight, explosions.
Yeah, like real, actual danger. I want to see a movie where Danny Trejo plays a guy who is just trying to keep his grandfather's flower shop running.
Or like he's an accountant.
Yeah, he's
it's tax season or something. You know, like
super regular guy. Yeah. This is all just so chaotic and disjointed.
Yeah, like what is even happening? Oh, those guys are still alive. Okay.
Who could hear
My
him?
9mm will protect us. You're right. No one who can hear him over all this gunfire.
Yeah. I mean, I've accidentally fired my 22 rifle with forgetting to put my headphones on, and even that, you're ringing pretty good.
Yeah.
Active firefight, you would not hear him yelling.
And that's a Hollywood fallacy, is you just pull your gun out in any situation and you have hearing afterwards. No,
yes.
You need
Bill Burr actually does a great sketch about getting a pistol for home defense.
Yeah.
And he talked about how he went with a 22, and he was talking about, he's like, I fired a 357 once. He's like, I never heard the gun. Let me make this clear. He's like, I fired it. I never heard the gun.
I think I fired your Mosin Nagant rifle once without my plug-in on my opposite, the ear not facing the gun.
Oh.
And I thought I'd lost hearing in that ear forever. I was
say, no wonder your headphones sound tinny.
Well, I've done more damage to my eardrums mostly than just those guns, but I guess I could call myself the headphone generation, because I've never not worn headphones. Like I've always worn over-the-ear headphones since the Walkman days.
I've always liked over ears like the ones I got right here. Ooh.
Yeah, but see, all these guys coming back on the plane, they don't care. So how are they going to explain this?
Also, are we...
Like, we had to stop him from raping her. And they're like, so?
Are we to understand that he has the doll because he did kill the little girl?
Well, he took a souvenir. But you see her, she's alive. I mean, that movie's not that gruesome.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, great. Now you just anchored a shed.
Because I don't see how the momentum works on that, where it just swings wildly. Right into ass kicker.
Ugh, the BO of this movie. This music is also very inappropriate for this scene.
This whole keyboard lick here.
Yeah. This is... Oh, I do appreciate that they actually towed a frame of that car into the air. Looks nice.
No, I think that's CG.
Is it?
Well, that's definitely green screen.
I think the distance one, though, they did actually have a car frame behind a plane. It looked too natural.
I have a feeling, though, in real life, the force of that would have just ripped the front axle off.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm pretty cool.
Careful, there's still a dead man, and that's disrespectful.
I hear that guy's got hepatitis. Or had.
Now it's as liquor. What do you think of that?
In high school, I had a friend who he had a shirt that said "My Lucky Shirt," but he thought it was funny one day to pin it so it said "My Ucky Shit." He got in a lot of trouble, but it was very funny. Oh, there you go.
He's still running.
Okay, so how cool would this movie have been if you saw all this, right? With Sweet Home Alabama, all this, like it just cut immediately to this in the beginning, and then it was like 24 hours earlier. Like that would have been awesome. I would have been in it instantly.
Aha. Serial killer makes the most sense.
She's not having the best day.
And they're just fine with Danny Trejo hanging out there.
less people to deal with, I guess.
But it is cool how like he has to stay behind to save his friend. But then he gets stuck on the plane again.
Mhm.
So now he's really got to get himself out of this jam because time's running out. He found out he killed that other guy.
He talks about all these things like it seems like someone's trying to sabotage him, right? Or it could be you have a bunch of criminals who may not listen the best.
Or don't follow orders.
Yeah.
We have egos here.
Well, and you don't know if a couple of these guys might have some stability issues mentally. So one of the guys could have been like, I'm going to anchor the plane so it doesn't float away. You know,
you're right.
What?
He just saved his life, and now he's got a gunshot wound.
Well, yeah, but now
he's gut shot though, so he'll live.
Nicolas Cage's character is like, I wasted so much time. All that meant nothing.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to make that my new ringtone. Wait, why is he flying the Apache?
No, he's in the
gunnery seat,
I think.
Whoa, bad idea. Shoot the bunny.
That's no ordinary rabbit.
You know what you do? You have a guy, right, who is a pilot piloting the plane. So you just shoot the crap out of the engine that's already smoking. So he only has one engine, which means the plane doesn't have enough thrust to stay at altitude, and he will have to take it down.
Yeah. Shrimp. Sorry. I'm so sorry, Mr. Williamson. He was also in Heat. He's one of the cops in Heat. I should mention that too. He's on Al Pacino's Major Case Squad. Great guy. Love you, Mike Helty.
I found my entertainment in that because of there was the perfect
It was the
pause.
timing. It was timing.
It was perfect timing.
I finally had good timing.
Little Big Boy? Freeze Little Big
Aryan
Boy.
Brotherhood. Ow.
Oh.
No, that's supposed to hurt.
You're not in a video game.
Yeah, right.
You press triangle to switch to missiles.
Oh, shit.
You have to fire all three, and then they'll reload, and then you have more. Well, he said something else.
We're in the army. Who do we take orders from again?
Again,
because the DEA
bitch
doesn't
in it
have
to
Apaches. And he slaps her. That's so cute.
He should have said, I'm the new virus.
I'm the captain. That's also true. He should have said that. Yes. No ricochets. Nothing. Nope. All bullets landed. Those aren't Full Metal Jackets that are going to bounce all over the place.
Well, and he could have broke the mechanism so the latch can't come up now at all. You know, he might have just completely screwed himself. I like how that trope in action movies and sci-fi movies particularly has never gone away, that you can shoot a control panel and the door just opens. It still happens in new movies. They still do it. Even in the generation of people that know if you shoot your iPad, it doesn't work anymore. You have this thing where they shoot a console and it opens.
Oh. Yeah, she did something.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that airport near Las Vegas.
Uh-oh.
So why did you say land?
Yeah.
If you meant crash, why did you say land? Also, he says, oh, the strip's where I'm going to land. He could easily just turn right or left and just land in flat desert.
Yeah, that's all Vegas is, just desert, surrounded by desert.
When viewers of this nowadays might not understand this, but when this movie came out, Vegas was a little disc in the middle of nothing.
It still is, kind of.
It's sort of, but it's expanded quite a bit.
Suburban now.
Yeah.
Who are these guys? They've been here the whole time?
I guess.
No, I heard they used the dunes. They were demolishing the dunes. And so they used the wreckage of that as the set piece for what's about to happen.
Ah.
Not the Hard Rock. Whoa.
There goes the wing, because that structure is definitely stronger than the wing of an aircraft.
Nope. Still there.
Just lost a little piece. No bigs. Now it'll fit down the strip, right? That's the movie setting up it fitting on the strip.
The strip is, of course, wide enough to accommodate the wings of that plane.
Yeah, wouldn't the front of the airplane be like palm tree, palm tree, palm tree, palm tree, palm tree?
The hotel, probably, the flamingo sign there.
A couple Lincolns, a Buick.
But, so much has happened in this movie that by now you've already suspended reality.
She should have just shot him. Or once she hit him with the rifle, just keep hitting him with the rifle till he doesn't have a skull anymore.
Yeah,
just go yellow bastard on his ass.
Just smash his face off of his face.
Yeah.
With the butt of that rifle. All the sands, that's it.
Isn't this also the dunes here that had the oasis in the front? Isn't that also where in Demolition Man his car crashes? I thought they used that same fountain.
There is a big fountain, but I don't know. Maybe they built that?
Maybe. It looks like the one from the dunes, but...
propeller in your face.
What would have made this movie amazing is if the plane shop stopped short of the valet booth, and then after he was done killing Virus, Nick Cage comes out and gets a valet ticket.
Yeah.
That would have been great. Or Lucky Sevens,
Whee!
That works too. With a mimosa next to it.
Your Corvette is now on fire.
What are you going to do, arrest the plane?
Yeah, what are they? Well, but they called him lady, so that made his day, right?
You get out of his cardboard Apache there.
Misgendering here.
Oh, there's not a lot of that guy left, is there?
He's got Bruce Willis's T-shirt from Pulp Fiction after he gets beat up.
Or Bruce Willis's T-shirt from Die Hard. Either one.
Yeah.
It's all pink and brown at the end from all the dust and blood.
Speaking of Bruce Willis's recent retirement makes me very sad.
Well, the reasons why is very unfortunate.
It makes me very sad.
Yeah, I could understand why he was hiding it for so long, and I know there was a bunch of critics picking on him for coming out with the movies he has, but it makes
really
sense. He's getting in
enough. Yeah, he's getting as much done as he could.
He's got to get enough of the Screen Actors Guild cred in there so that they'll take care of him while his problem gets worse.
Unlike Nicolas Cage, hopefully he's been paying his taxes this whole time. Doesn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, and I really hope there's a lot of neurological and memory care research going on that's really promising, and I hope maybe some of that comes around in time for him, because I've heard of people who have that neurological order where they just lose the ability to communicate, and they're just a person inside a husk, and that is horrifying.
Ew. See, that's his arm. It's still there. They pulled his body out, but his arm with the 23 roses. Ew. Sorry, we're not done yet. They're guys. Hello.
Also, his
Die Hard ending. The bad guy's gonna come back,
and his parole paperwork was on the plane.
Yeah, it's true.
So he's going back to prison. They lost his paperwork. This is the 90s.
End the movie right there. Just end the movie right there. End it. No.
Yes.
Oh, darn it.
Perfect ending.
Well, he's got to reunite with his wife. That's got to be. They're on the helicopter for some reason.
He also just snuck onto a moving fire truck some crazy how.
Nobody notices this except our heroes. I got one more mission to complete.
Oh, hey, you're stealing a motorcycle too?
What? All right, let's do it, brother.
Like best bros.
Dun, 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 dun. Wow. After that giant plane crash, you know what we need is a fire truck chase down the Las Vegas Strip. William, that's the only way we could cap this off. Going through the mall.
The canopy.
I've actually never been to Vegas. I don't know what that's called. Does it have a name?
Yes, it does have a name. I've always just called it the canopy, and it's we didn't go through it when we went to Vegas.
Now there's a tunnel. Is there a tunnel in Las Vegas, or did they go to the Griffith Observatory to film this real quick? Like they filmed Back to the Future.
Now that would be legitimately dangerous for a motorcyclist. Yeah.
Oh, right in the face. Oh, right in the face. Oh, gosh.
It's really sad that you can do this exact thing in GTA 5. You can spray people off of motorcycles. It's really fun.
Don't throw. And also, I hate about movies when the gun runs out, they throw the gun away.
It's like still useful.
They can't find another clip or magazine at some point.
Well, and now someone could just have your gun.
Yeah.
You're an FBI agent or a DEA
kid could find
agent.
That gun.
Yeah, and now someone could just have your gun and be shooting people with it.
10 years from now, I'll be like, this gun was used in a crime. How did it get there? Hey, remember when this movie was called Con Air? It was about the airplane. How did we get to this fire truck in this tunnel, which definitely probably does not exist in Las Vegas?
Yeah, and also he's using a naval instrument for pulling wreckage out of the water. I don't know if fire trucks have those.
Don't the firemen use hooks and spears to break stuff to get into places? They have axes.
Maybe they do, and I have that wrong.
To like move like charred wood out of the way so you can reach that kid before she burns to death.
Little hook spears like that are common in,
but that is like it's like
naval.
A harpoon.
Yeah. Well, they use it for wreckage. It actually is one of the central plot points of the movie Below, which is a made-for-TV movie. I highly suggest. Yeah. Great movie.
Oh,
and that would mess with it.
That would, yeah.
So that guy, is he just like the driver? Is that his job?
He drives planes, trains, and automobiles,
and
trucks, fire trucks. Stick shift, automatic, whatever.
The only thing he can't drive is a scooter. He has no idea why.
Well, how did this armored car get here?
And why did it just break down?
Did he take the casino drop all of a sudden? Like what?
And why did it break down? Like you heard him try to restart the engine.
So how is he still screaming? He's dead 10 minutes ago. I'm sorry.
Now I'm going to say something, and I don't mean this negative to anybody, but I forgot the last 5 minutes of this movie kind of gets a little dumb.
It's like, what is... Like, we couldn't just land the plane on the strip and have him meet his daughter. We got to do this.
Yeah.
And then Cyrus gets pile drived here. Because it just happens that way. You're terminated.
It would have been better, yeah, if it showed Cyrus getting out from under the plane, right? And right when he's about to like get out, he gets lit on fire or something. And then Cage meets his daughter and whatever.
Oh, and there's the bunny. Oh. Everything floats down here, Nicolas Cage. The bunny floats. Your daughter floats.
Radical dude, a stuffed animal rabbit.
Of course, that's Vegas rules. If there's just money flying around, it's yours. Just grab it. Money hits the ground. If chips hit the ground, just grab it.
They're going to kiss, aren't they?
I can't quit you. Oh, did this serial killer escape? I don't know. Whatever. Great answer.
There's a meme right there. It's like Mondays. You okay? No.
I've been shot, clearly. I'm still bleeding from it. No one's attending to that. Here's your car keys back, by the way.
Yeah, and I'm a DEA agent. I could just kind of buy another one.
I don't know, man.
Black budget funds.
The U.S. Marshal guy, John Cusack, drives a rabbit. So where is Cole Meany like independently wealthy?
Yeah, he plays the stocks. He's also into Bitcoin.
Crank up the Faith Hill here.
Scary thing that they established earlier in the movie, she stays very fit even while pregnant. So she could be pregnant right now with someone else's baby.
Right. So I guess you're part of all this, or you saved the day? Like, I guess there's a story behind this somehow. Yeah, what if they're like totally like, ew, you're disgusting. It's okay. It's not my blood. It's okay.
It's on fire back there.
It's got Ving Rhames' blood on it, right? I think, or maybe John Malkovich's.
Doing the Sarah Connor burn, and it's folding up.
So what's fun in Vegas?
I don't want to live without you. Which, how much better of a song is this than that stupid "Never Want to Close My Eyes"?
Oh, I don't know. Aerosmith, I kind of like the Armageddon soundtrack. I'm not gonna lie.
That song I don't like. The rest of the soundtrack is fine.
Song back in the day.
Well, oh yeah, every school dance I went to played that song. Oh.
Here's where Steve Buscemi is Rain Man all of a sudden, right? Because it's a big joke. This man has literally murdered 40 people.
Yeah, many of them children.
Many of them children. But apparently his tea with Alice or whoever reformed him. I don't know. Here we go. Oh, we got to Renoli. Yes, we get to recap the all-star cast here.
Great movie altogether, though. I would say
I was entertained again. I haven't seen it in about 20 years. I was pretty good.
And as far as 90s action movies go, it works with every trope in there without overdoing it. I think because we had movies like Face Off where it's like, okay, can the movie just please end now?
Yeah, right. I think The Rock is like that for me, where it's like, okay, we get it. He's not a bad guy, but things are getting out of. Oh, okay, we got 20 more minutes. Let's just get this over with.
All right, that's the movie, I guess.
Con Air.
Wait through the credits. Is there anything good in the credits of Con Air?
This is there's no mid credits. There's no end credits teaser. It's just some rock and roll here.
Yeah, just kind of fades out.
Now it's dun 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 dun
dun dun dun dun dun dun dun dun dun dun. Oh no, sorry. Well, Steven, for other quality content, where can people go?
Well, our name is Ship on Fire. You can find us on YouTube at Ship on Fire Entertainment and Rumble at Ship on Fire Entertainment and Facebook and Twitter to connect with us if we actually used those social media networks. Ship on Fire Entertainment.
And jump onto your podcast platform of choice to pick us up on Nobody Asked for This, just another podcast about movies.